Greetings one and all, this is Riddim Works and welcome to my channel with some more Destiny action. This time PvP multiplayer, playing some Control in the Crucible and playing with my brethren Pemby66 on my team. Before I go any further, I just want to pass on some bad news that I received early this morning. The former lead singer of the Paragons and also solo artist Sir John Holt passed away yesterday. Now, for those who might not know who John Holt is, some of the music aficionados among you might know of his songs, one of which was called The Tide is High, which he recorded with the Paragons in the 60s, and Blondie made that a hit in the British national charts. She had a #1 hit with that song. So that's just to kind of give you some background as to the type of music he does anyway. But he has passed away. He passed away last night. Sad news. Such a great artist. He had a series of albums called 1,000 Volts of Holt, which were basically cover versions. I mean, he was doing long before UB40 was doing, and just highlighting cover versions of songs that he liked singing. You know, he covered songs by Bread and Cream, and there was quite a few other singers as well. But he was one of the first vocalists to bring violins into reggae music to give it that classical sounding sound. Was him and also Jimmy Cliff were one of the first people to bring in violins that Trojan as a record company, you know, took on board and started featuring heavily with people like Ken Booth and Marcia Griffiths and Bob Andy and all those great acts. But anyway, rest in peace and rise in eternal power, Father. One of the founding fathers of reggae music right about now, Sir Jonathan Holt, who passed away yesterday. But anyway, back onto gaming stuff. And as you can see, playing PvP Control with my brethren Pemby66. This was like around our third game that we played, and I didn't think I was really going to be that much good at it or even better than I was before. So, you know, I was just in it for the short haul. But I really enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed my stint doing Control PvP. Haven't been doing it regular. It's nice to play in a match with your friend or friends or what have you. You know, just to get that banter going, as it were. And I'm enjoying it. The one thing I'm noticing a lot now, you know, and especially upon the release of Destiny, is the phenomena of how much hate games are getting now, you know. Whereas I thought the console wars had somewhat ended, they've been more or less reignited, even though Destiny is available on all consoles. But primarily, this game is getting so much freaking hate over the fact that of its repetitiveness. For some people, it's just more than what they can really stand. Me personally, everybody has a right to their own opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't understand the fact of people hating people because of what they like. Now, for me, you know, pork will never touch my lips. I don't like pork, but that doesn't mean I don't have to like people that eat the swine. But I just need to know where it comes from. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I used to work in an abattoir when I was very, very young, and I know for a fact that pigs eat other pigs, and pigs eat humans. Now, if you see somebody and they describe themselves as a pig farmer, don't think they're doing it for wholesome purposes. Back in the days of villainy in the UK, you know, pig farmers would basically be used to get rid of people that they don't want walking the face of the earth anymore, if you know what I mean. And pigs are one of the few animals that can digest tough meat very, very quickly. Pigs have got, I think they've got 2 rows of teeth, I think, but they can literally just break down food instantly, quickly. And a lot of criminals and villains, big time villains, were used to use pig farming and pig farmers for their pigs to get rid of people that they just don't want anymore around, so to speak. And that is one of the many reasons why I do not eat swine. But that doesn't mean to say that I must hate somebody that eats swine. Hitler was a vegetarian. So what are you trying to tell me? You know what I mean? One of the most hateful people on the planet, and he was a vegetarian. So it makes no fucking sense, you know? But in terms of Destiny, I get why people are not feeling it. I get why people aren't liking it, but I also get why people do like it, you know? And I think it's one of those games that, you know, it has a repetitive thing about it. There's no doubt about that. But it's just one of those games for me that I could easily pick up and play, you know, and not be on it all freaking day and all night and not live on the game. I can understand if people live on the game and they feel that level of boredom, but you know, for a game you got to basically grind at. The odds are that you're not necessarily going to get what you want if you put 50 hours into it. I mean, literally, I went into a mission and within half an hour I got a legendary engram within half an hour, and that legendary engram was for a helmet that would normally cost me 120 Vanguard points, and I already spent 120 Vanguard points on another helmet. So you can imagine the joy that I felt just to get that. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I was only on the game for like half an hour. It's sod's law, you know, it's what happens. You know, but the phenomena of hate being aimed at a game, I've never seen so much hate being aimed at this game. Maybe because of the hype that, you know, that it provided and people's expectations. Yeah, granted, but at the end of the day, they didn't come in and take your money out your pocket or take your money out your bank balance or your bank account, you know, or deducted the money from your freaking debit card or your credit card. You know, Bungie didn't do that. Activision didn't do that. They tried to sell you something and you bought into it. Whether or not you got full value out of it or you didn't, it makes no difference at the end of the day. It's through your free will that you decided to get the game. And if you didn't like the game within a week or so, trade it in, which is what a lot of people done. Quite a few people said, well, you know, they got the game, they played the game, they didn't like the game, they sold it, done. But you have those same fucking people coming on the freaking forums alluding to that same overused, hackneyed freaking situation. Yes, I bought the game, didn't like it, blah, blah, blah. Fine, fair enough. I don't have to keep telling people who eat bacon I don't like bacon because of the reasons why I don't like bacon. You know what I'm saying? Makes no sense, you know? Now, if a man wants to choose his money and buy Rambo the video game, which for me is probably one of the worst video games ever made, who am I to force somebody not to basically buy it? If there must be somebody in this planet, on this earth, that likes that game. But am I gonna hate and bad mind him because he does? No, it's his money. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, every person's got a right to enjoy what they want to enjoy, but just the level of hate that is spewed out alongside all that bile, man, of their dislike, not only for a game, but for the people who like the game they dislike. It's just totally mind-boggling, man. Really and truly, you know. And I think this is going to be a trend that's going to continue and continue and continue in the worst way, you know. IGN, you know, they're a company among many gaming websites and such that do their job in presenting games the way they present the games, and they review games the way they review games. You have those people, you have Angry Joes of this world reviewing what they want to basically review. But at the end of the day, Angry Joe can't fucking tell me how to spend my Bumba Clout money. You know what I'm saying? And neither can IGN. You know, that decision is just down to you. You just got to pick the sense from the nonsense, from all those reviews that the game gets, you know. And you can pick sense out of nonsense as to why people are still playing the game. Yes, people can say, well, I'm playing the game because there's nothing else better to play. And there are people that play the game because they really enjoy playing the game. And for me, this is kind of reminiscent of Uncharted 3, especially with co-op arena and co-op adventure. You know, you're doing the same adventures on the same maps. The enemies are coming out the same freaking place and what have you. You know, you're not getting no loot, as it were, but you get upgrade, which is more or less the objective for a lot of shooters these days. So when Uncharted 4 comes out and people are talking about, yeah, Uncharted 4, yeah, blah, 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 and yada, 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 and, you know, and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and yada yada yada, nobody be playing this game no more. Fine, fair enough, do you know what I'm saying? But you can't be telling me that I won't be playing that game when Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is coming out. You can't tell me that I won't be playing it. So what's the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? You won't be playing that game. You can't speak for anybody else. People might agree with your point, but you can't speak for other people that might even change their mind when Call of Duty Advanced Warfare comes out. And might, and I say might, prove to be a crock of shit. As much as people regard Destiny as a crock of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's... Gamers are just so very temperamental in terms of what they want and what they don't want. And I think with what they want out of a game can be the one thing that can basically prove a game's failure. For example, Fight Night Champion, a game that I loved to the max. And it was just down to people's bitching about the mechanics of the game and what they wanted out of the game and etc, etc. And EA listening to them and giving the fixes that the fans wanted, only to prove to be an exploiter and a cheeser's fucking paradise, man. To the point where people don't really play the game anymore. I mean, there are the hardcore players that still play the game, but they play in the context of being sim, which is how it's supposed to be played anyway. So it kind of proves the fact that the changes didn't really have to be made if one only plays the game from a sim context, from a sim point of view. And my camera mic is being very sensitive, so excuse that prompt right there. But yeah, so, you know, it is what it is. And that's all I have to say about it. You like what you like, you don't what you like. You know what I mean? I mean, you like what you like, you don't like what you don't like. You know, don't be hating on nobody because they like what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. Anyway, that's enough for me. And as always, you know the coup. Whatever the format, whatever the game, whatever the media, happy gaming, because that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll catch you on the next one. And until such time, enjoy your games, man. Stop berating fucking people that like what you might not like. It's a waste of fucking time, man. Anyway, my God.
Watch the ride.